Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's pick a card reading where I will be asking, what do people admire about you? Nice question, huh? So I've picked the Six of Wands for this question. Pile 1, which is the Mystic Mondays Tarot. Pile 2, which is the Tower of Lither. What do people admire about you? And pile 3, the Dreamscape Oracle. You can just about see that 6 there. Beautiful. So, my friends, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is where we will be asking, what do people admire about you? They admire your carefree attitude. Pile 1, they love your freedom. They love that you are just so free. You just seem to have fun all the time, and you seem to have fun whatever you're doing. Even if you're having like a bad time, you seem to be having a lot of fun. I'm just going to switch on the light because the light's starting to fade a little bit. I thought it was going to be all right, but it's beautiful for you, but I can't see anything myself. So 1 second. That's a bit better. So yeah, they love you, like your energy and your verve, veracity, you do it in such a beautiful way. You do it in like a really elegant way. Like it's almost like you can go abseiling and not have a hair out of place. You can do like really amazing things, and people just think you make it look so kind of fun. You make it look fun. And it's almost like you have so much you do it with such coolness, class, because she's got her legs crossed and it's quite like demure. She's not like legs akimbo, like with her legs wide open, and like her hands are like that, but she's not like that. And she's sitting on something doesn't look like it's very comfortable. Like, I don't know how you can sit on that. So yeah. So that's what people admire about you. I love this. Love this already. Okay, I'm going to pick one of these Love Oracles cards as well. What do people admire about my pile 1? Wow, Lena Dunham. Wow, okay. So you're a hard-working individual that basically is able to really understand people and situations in a really down-to-earth way. So we've got everyone forgets you except you. And it seems like you make sure that you don't forget yourself. And that kind of example to people really makes them think, wow, I have to really place myself on a pedestal. It doesn't matter about what anybody else does. It's about me and about how I place myself in a space of importance and a space of value. It's okay to play hide and seek by yourself. That kind of sense of like having confidence in just doing something by yourself, like going, maybe climbing, abseiling, going on hikes, on walks by yourself, and really enjoying that time for yourself. People really admire that about you. The things that you might not do any of that, right? But like the things that you do on your own, people really admire you for that. They think that, wow, you go and do that on your own. You might be somebody that went traveling on their own or something like that. And that's really kind of, like, they think that's amazing. And it says, don't be afraid to standing on the shoulders of your parents. So there may have been like times where your parents, supported you, asked you, or you asked them for help. And it kind of, I just get the feeling, when people say, oh, I asked my parents for help, and there's a certain sense of shame about that. But with you, it seems like it seems like it was the way that it was the paving for your success, or it was the paving for for you to succeed in life, for you to do well. So yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like you, not only did you stand on the shoulders of your parents or your caregivers, I think that you actually leaped off of them. So you really, like, they gave you like a gym, like a push upwards, and you took it and you went for it. And that's really admirable about you. People love that about you. Ooh, I like this. This is really good. Need to do more of these readings, my friends. Okay. So I'd really like to pull a Brittany Oracle, because I think that this Brittany Oracle is really good for just seeing how people see you, you know? Okay, right. Oh, you got two here. So you got the movie star and you got the perfume queen. Wow. Okay, so the idea behind the movie star is the fact that Brittany was able to turn her hand to acting to show that she was able to be an actress as well as, and a good actress, as well as a singer and dancer. You know, she was a triple threat, which is singing, dancing, acting. Also, you've got perfume queen, so it's also that sense of entrepreneurship. So I think, and I mean, it's really prevalent here with Lena Dunham, because she's like an award-winning writer of TV series, of various TV series. So there's something very entrepreneurial about you, and you make it look so easy. You make it look so easy, but, you know, I know, because I have friends like this, how hard you work, right? How hard you work. And you make it seem so easy, but people love that about you. You may also, on a kind of like a mundane level, you may also smell really good. You may even make perfume. You may even like be able to combine smells, or maybe the smell of you is something that people really admire about you. Like, you always smell good. Movie star, whenever you go, and it's really interesting with this Six of Wands, because it's very classy. It's very kind of like, it's like, hey, I'm doing this in a really glamorous way. There's a very glamorous kind of air to you, Par One. Even though you may not feel it, this is what people admire about you. They admire that you carry such, you know, it's a quality. It's not just about the way you look. It's about the way you put yourself across, you know? And I feel like you embody this sense of like being somebody who is able to do many different roles, whatever has to be done, and, you know, is also very entrepreneurial, or smells good, or both. So yeah, that's what people admire about you. That's lovely. I love that. Okay, let's see what astrology there is for you. Wow, debilitated discomfort. I love this card. I really like that card. So it's almost like your complexity is such a beautiful thing. Like, if you look at this card, the swirls and everything of this card, really, it makes me feel so uncomfortable, but yet it's so beautiful. It's almost mesmerizing to look at. And that is kind of a quality what I think people admire about you. Like, they think that you, like, they can't understand you immediately. They can't, you know, it's one image that you present initially, but really there's so much depth and so much like to you, you know. And this is a throne. You know, this is a seat. So you would be sitting in this space of discomfort. And when people sit in that, or see you, or see this image, they kind of like think, wow, there's something not too easy to comprehend with this character. There's something not easy to kind of understand about you. And that's very admirable. So some people may think, right, okay, you know, there's some things that we're going to have to work in order to get to know this person. I'm going to have to, like, this person isn't just going to like lay it all out for me and tell me their life story like in 5 minutes. They're going to, you know, they've got their own battles and they've kind of kept it in. And I'm going to have to really kind of do some work in getting to know this person And that's really admirable, because then that means you just don't lay it out, you know, all for them. So I think that's really cool. I like that. I like that. So I want to have a look with the tarot to see, like, what situations is it that people see you in and you're particularly admired in those situations. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, reversed, both reversed. What situations is pile 1 admired in? Okay, so here I'm seeing that people admire you for the fact that you don't give up easily. You know, you see things, you see something through to the end. You have a commitment about you. That involves you sticking through to see if anybody ends. So I just saw somebody who's at the end of a party who will stay and like clean up after the party, you know, won't just go home. Maybe you have done that. We've all done it at one time. But like it's sometimes then you know, most of the time you'll be like concerned whether or not like everything's done till the end, particularly if you're involved with a project, you know, you'll make sure that it's been seen out. Also, I feel like you make people work. Same with the debilitated card. You make people work and do the work on themselves. You make sure that people are doing their bit, and then they're not like just, they're not just flitting away their time, particularly if you're managing people. So there's a sense of commitment, and there's also a sense of you allowing people to really understand that they're not gonna, again, then they have to work when they're around you. They don't, they can't not work. Just checking if the light, God, it looks beautiful on the camera, but the light here is rubbish. So yeah, and also you're really good at keeping your head when things are all over the place. Like, you know, and it's interesting how it's underneath this 6 of Wands, because here with this one, it kind of seems that it comes out smelling all roses, right? But that's because you make sure you do the work, you know. This isn't just something that just appears, you know. And even smelling good, you have to work hard to smell good. Do you know what I mean? Even though like you may be working really hard. And coming back as well to the movie star as well, with this underneath it with the 8 of Cups, like, you know, you make sure that there's every avenue that you can explore before you kind of move on. You know, you want to make sure that creatively, or like whatever it is, I'm using this movie as an example, like movie star card as an example. But if you were this, you know, in the respect of Britney, you know, she's making sure that she's acting, dancing, singing. You know, I don't know if she wrote. That would be the only thing, wrote or directed or whatever. But then in the respect of being on the screen and utilizing her talents there, you, in a similar way, you explore all of those avenues to make sure that you exhaust it. Do you know what I mean? Like you go for it, and you provide an example for people, because that's what I'm seeing here as well. People really think, wow, look at what she's doing. That's insane. And you don't, you know, they almost don't see you working hard as well. They think it comes easy. They think it comes easy, but there's a heck of a lot of work that goes on. And then with this 2 of Pentacles, you really keep your head above water, like, and everything may be going down the toilet at that point, but you really are able to ride the wave. You ride it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually thrive in times of stress. When things actually go all over the place, that's when you start to shine, because you actually can hold your own, which is kind of synonymous with this card, with it being like so, you know, all over the place. Like she's not really in a comfortable position, but yet she's able to traverse that. And the Ten of Swords reverse, you almost make drama into drama for, you know, like you may even tell people about stories about what you've been through and, you know, use them as things to help you. Do you know what I mean? Like to help them understand their situation, so that they're not so alone. You really make a good thing out of a difficult, very difficult situation. Very difficult situation. You know how to minimize drama as well, which is powerful, very powerful. And then here, you know when to keep quiet. You know when not to go forward with something. You know when something is not the right, when it's not the right time to talk. You really know, like you really know. And it may be even when people are putting pressure on you to talk, you still don't do it if you don't feel that it's right. And usually it is right. That's what I get here, pile 1. And people really admire that about you. They love it about you. Love it. They think that you are such a dependable, strong person. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's get you some of these oracle cards. So we've got the Maiden, and it was reversed. A new relationship blossoms. You have a mature outlook. A mature outlook, and you do not suffer fools gladly, pile 1. You really don't. And that's really, people love that about you. You know, nobody can take you for a fool. And then we've got Isis, protection. Wow, beautiful, beautiful energy, pile 1. Incredible. But I know that all of these cards are going to be beautiful energy because we're going to be looking at what people like about you, isn't it? So, beautiful. Protection. People feel that they are protected by you. They feel that but not only that, also in a very like giving way. Not just a motherly way. Like it's almost like they know that they're going to be looked after. They know that you're gonna be there. You're gonna be stable. You're gonna be someone that's going to hold the fort. You know. Isis was one of the main goddesses in Egypt. So yeah, I do also see you overseeing, like, you know, if anybody gets into a new relationship, you might like oversee it. I might be quite protective over people, particularly friends, daughters, even like sons, you know, anybody that you know that's getting into a relationship. You're quite like, you know, just be aware of stuff. But yeah, with Isis and protection, there's a real kind of divine protective energy that you give to other people. Okay, let's pull some angel magic for you. Angel card. Woo! On the floor. Okay. Wow, Azrael. Okay. Bear with me 1 second while I just sort this out, my loves. So, Azrael is the angel of death, and you know, it comes together with this Isis card and also with this new Maiden card. I also feel it with this 8 of Cups here. It's about you being able to guide people to a certain space so that they feel that they can transition. You know, it's almost kind of like a like a psychopomp for people in this reality. A psychopomp is the part of shamanism which escorts the dead to where they need to go. But then if there's some souls or some beings that are needing some help to go from one stage or one transition to another, That's what you do. You help people do that. You help people see where the path is and for them to walk it. Wow, Pile 1, you're amazing. You're really amazing. Powerful, powerful pile. Powerful people. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. I just get a feel of safety. Like the boatman. This is the boatsman that you know, I would kind of associate the one who crosses the river Styx. I can't remember his name, but you kind of usher things in. You usher kind of people going from, as I said, from one transition to the other. That's what people admire about you. They feel so safe with you. They really do. And they also feel safe that they can be in discomfort with you. You know, or they can go to you when you are being discomforted, or when they are discomforted. Forgiveness. I acknowledge harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. I feel like forgiveness comes easily to you, Pile 1. Like you're able to forgive people very easily. You're able to forgive them. You're able to move on quickly. You're able to, you're able to see the good things in people and not hold on to grudges, which I kind of get with this Azrael card. Very beautiful energy. Very, very beautiful. Okay, so I think that's all of the cards. I'm going to close out with some crystal energy. Actually, I'm going to close out with some astro chakra cards. What does... Ooh. Okay, we'll go for 3. Intuition. Can you see that if I put that there? Yeah. Intuition. Beliefs. Intuition. Search. And so you've got Mars, Jupiter, and Mars energy and passion. Well, that's no surprise, is it? With that. So... I don't know, I just feel like you really hold space for people. You hold space for people to do what they're doing, but not in any excess. You do it with a real clear-cut, like, energy. To be able to hold that space for people who are trying to kind of find their way. You do that so beautifully, Pile 1. And that's what people really admire about you. They admire you being able to hold the fort, hold the space. Because you make it look so easy. And you almost provide like a glowing, glittering example of how, if you are like that, then how you can be successful. Your passionate energy, kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, that whole sense of you having fun in everything that you do, that just really gives you the energy. You could be in your older years, but yet you have the energy of like somebody who's maybe 20, 30 years younger than you. It just really, I really get that energy from you. And particularly as well with Jupiter in the 3rd eye, intuition. You are constantly searching and looking at things, almost, there's a constant kind of, a constant education, a constant thing of where you're asking questions, trying to learn from people, learning from everybody that is around you, almost like the eternal student. And that keeps you really like vivacious, young. It really helps you to kind of stay with your feet on the ground so that you're not, you don't get lost in your own, in your own greatness, because you are amazing. And then beliefs, you've got a strong belief system. You may be religious, you may have strong spiritual beliefs, but your belief system and your integral values are absolutely strong. I would also say that probably your boundaries are really strong as well. I've got a feeling like you, Pile 1, you don't let anybody compromise your boundaries at all, because Mars is here. You've got Mars twice. So this means that there's like a definite kind of container that is there. And people are like, wow, one, they won't mess with you. And two, if they do, well, you know, but this is, people just admire you for the pure power that you have in your beliefs and in your passion of yourself. And that you have this kind of expansiveness, this consistent expansiveness, which just allows you just to kind of just open up to everyone and just bless everyone you meet. Wow. Part 1. I love it. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Okay, some crystal magic for crystal. Just one, please. Wow. Brilliant one for you here. Okay. So. Beautiful. So we've got citrine spirit quartz, intentional self-awareness and discernment. A centered and empowered stone, citrine spirit quartz asks that you take command over your life. By having clear intentions, you can begin to lead from a grounded and assertive place, giving you the results that complement your needs. Citrine spirit quartz enhances your sense of self-awareness, dissolving apprehension and self-doubt to clear the way for more confidence in your daily life. No matter what the material things you may or may not possess, it is highly focused, an excellent stone for planning and goals, and it's all signs, and it's the sun and the moon. Wow. That's powerful, Paul. 1. That's so powerful. You are like... Look at what people love about you, what they admire about you. This is fantastic. Wow, Part 1. I'm honoured, absolutely honoured to read this for you. I hope you take all of these messages and remember these in moments where you may forget them, because you're fantastic. Please don't forget it. Please remember it. Please remember it. What an honour. So this is what people admire about you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Otherwise, my darlings, I will see you very, very soon. Take care and lots of love. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose this 6 of Wands. What do people admire about you? They admire that you are a badass bitch. They like so. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but they think that you are a badass. They think you are like, if you look right at this card, you see these little bunny rabbits that are here, these bunny rabbits and these things, they're not looking scared of this character, because this character's got this lovely flower that's here as well. But you are badass. I love that. Wow, Pile 2, I love that. Love that. Okay, let's get you some love oracle messages. No, that can't be correct. You got the same as Pile 1, and I just looked at the clock and it was 111. Wow. So everyone forgets you except you. It's okay to play hide and seek so everyone forgets you except you. And I don't know, like, I feel like you're making sure that nobody forgets you. Nobody forgets you. They do not forget who you are. They can't forget who you are. It's okay to play hide and seek by yourself. You intimidate people. I'm not even going to lie about it. Like, you really intimidate some people. Don't be afraid of standing on the shoulders of your parents. You know, I really feel that you're not afraid to accept support from places. And I think also what I can see here is that you may have a legacy of people. Like your family may be, you know, they may have been a really great springboard. Just like I said with Pile 1, like they may have been a very great springboard for you to kind of be up on. You may be born into some kind of privilege or something like that, or you may be born with some kind of you know, like a springboard. I don't want to say a silver spoon, but I want to say like it's a good chance. And if you didn't, there were people that supported you that were able to do that. You were able to do that. And or what they did is they taught you the skills that enabled you to springboard from. And they taught you it in such a good way that you are really formidable. Like people don't mess with you. And they can't, but they respect you. They don't run away from you. They're curious about you, you know? It's not people running. It's not like these things are running away in terror. They're staying there. And it's almost like they know that they feel that this is the king or the queen, you know? So that's what I'm getting here, pile 2. Very interesting. I like that. Okay, let's have a look at... Okay, I'll do your astrology, but I did Brittany first with the other pile. So let's see. First house. Arrival. She's arrived, Queens. She's arrived. Yes, so yeah, she's here. And look at the stag as well. You do it with such beauty. It's almost like I'm here, and I'm here to show everyone how it's done. That's what I get from you, pile 1. I'm sorry, pile 2. I get that you are the ones who are like, yep, this is how it should be done. I'm here. Yes. And you may not even be like overly like, I'm here, everybody, that kind of thing. It's more kind of like you just arrive and she's here or he's here or they're here. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like you're an initiator. You have such a presence. I mean, what's so interesting is these two like looks of the eyes here. And then there's quite a soft look here. But you have an intensity that's, it's like it's almost smoldering. I love it, pile 1 and pile 2. I love it because it's got this sense of beauty. And I'm getting these pinks as well that kind of come across, this soft pink energy, which means that you do it in such a... Like people really like it. You've got a really appealing nature about you, pile 2. But it's strong. It's really strong. Oh, like that, pile 2. It's nice. It's really nice. Like you can conquer worlds, you know? Wow. Wouldn't be surprised if there was some like royalty lineage in your in your chart. Wow. So we've got the Siren and we've got the Flight Attendant. Interesting how we've got both cards that are from Toxic. So which is the video Toxic. So that says to me that you possibly have arisen from a really toxic situation. You may, like, you know, when I said before, like it may not be your parents or your caregiver, it may be your caregivers or somebody else that managed to teach you some skills that were able to bring you up to a position where you're well respected. And the Siren, and you know what, I was feeling that energy, and that's what this is, you know. This was like the first, in that outfit that she wore, it was just a bodysuit just with like these Swarovski crystals. And that was really kind of groundbreaking for her to wear that. But she did it with so much class, but it was amazing when she did it. So you're willing to take risks. And there's a sense of vulnerability that happens here as well. That you take it on. Flight Attendant, I also get here that, like, you know, you maybe did like jobs that you didn't want to do, but it's almost like you brought such a star quality to that you excelled in that. No matter what job you did, you kind of like, you really pushed, not only did you push the boundary, but you did it with such a sense of class that everybody loved you in those jobs. And they really admired how you almost brought like a sense of like I don't know, it's not It's not so much class, because I do see like class, but you bring like a real sultry energy. I'm feeling like, you know, Angelina Jolie kind of, you know, energy, you know, just that kind of, it just oozes out of your pores, like how sexy you are. Like, yeah, like it's really nice. It's really like, I'm just getting like a really vibe from you. Like, oh, I just want to be around this person because it makes me, yeah, I like it. Sorry. I'm loving this reading, Party. This is nice. Okay, so what is it that people admire about, like, what situations do people admire pile? Okay, what situations do people admire pile pile 2 about? So the Ace of Swords reversed, the Emperor reversed. Oh, look at that! The 4 of Wands underneath that. That's beautiful. Oh, the Queen of Swords. Oh, love that. These cards are so beautiful. Love this deck so much. Oh, Ace of Wands. This was the perfect deck to use for you, Pile 2. Perfect deck. So it's interesting how, like I said about the flight attendant, and you know, when you, to be a flight attendant, you've got to work hard, and you've also got to look really pretty, and you know, you've got to, there's a lot you might have to take from people, from customers and things like that. And what I think that people admire about you is that you're able to hold your tongue. You're able to, but not just that, you're able to also communicate yourself in a way that isn't too blatant in a way. You've got this certain sense of charm that allows you to kind of put things forward, particularly when things aren't communicated in a good way, when things aren't clear. You're able to kind of almost have a soothing balm on the situation, so that people aren't so like they aren't so like distressed by the lack of clarity within a situation. As I just looked at the clock, it said 10:10, so it was like, yeah, you kind of give this sense of clarity. And it's interesting because you're also holding a glass of champagne here, or Brittany is holding a glass of champagne, so I'm just thinking it's almost like a distraction as well. And I mean, this is what this was like, you know, she was a secret agent trying to get somebody on a plane, but like, you know, obviously she's using her assets to do what she needs to do in order to soothe the situation. And with the Ace of Swords reversed, you know, there's a lack of clarity in situations, and you bring that clarity. When there is a lack of clarity, you bring softness, and you bring, this is making this whole situation so much better. Like, yeah, so that's what people admire about you, pile 2. With the first house and arrival, really interesting how we have the Stag here, and then we have this Emperor reversed. I don't know if there's like particular energies that try to enforce their opinion, particularly in a male-dominated situation. You are able to assert yourself regardless in a way that kind of like encompasses everyone and considers everyone. You really think about people. You know, you think about how the whole picture is affected, how the whole thing is affected, you know, particularly when you are around people that don't consider that don't look at that. And then they're like quite, you know, they may be in quite a selfish state where they're not able to see that, and they just out for themselves. You're like, hang on a minute, there's other things to consider here. Look at all of these other things that are here. And if I can hold it like this, and if I can understand it this way, I'm sure that you'll be able to understand it, that everybody can kind of be within this situation in a harmonious state as well. So it's really interesting. And we've got 39 equates to 12 equates to the Empress. So there's very much, and the Empress would be the energy that would be able to temper this Emperor, you know. So it's very, there's a very beautiful feminine energy that comes from this. Also, first house, I mean, you know, it's a kind of force to be reckoned with. The Emperor is, the first house is Aries. Aries is the Emperor. So, or is the star sign associated with the Emperor. So it's almost like allowing the space as well for this Emperor to be that petulant child that the Emperor reversed is, you know, because when the Emperor is reversed, it's debilitated. So it's like a young child trapped in an older person's body who's acting out. So essentially you're able to like temper that and kind of be like, here, I'm holding space for you, and I understand that you're in this space. And you do that with like quite strong characters, which comes with this charm, because I don't know, you know, this card reminds me of work I used to do when I used to work with really, really high up people in airline security. And I knew that my boss would take me on for the purpose of maybe charming, or, you know, kind of like the eye candy maybe, for these people. Do you know what I mean? It was very handy to have me around, because I'd be able to talk to people, able to charm them, be able to, you know, just communicate with everyone on a level that would help them to feel okay about stuff. Particularly when we were discussing things like airline security, it was pretty intense. So yeah, when you're dealing with like quite high up people, when you're dealing with people that are very, that are quite intense, power driven, and maybe misguided, you have an ability to be able to like temper that. Fabulous pile too, fabulous. You've also got the 6 of Wands here, and you've got the 4 of Wands. I might need to pause the video because I don't know, I can hear the ice cream van coming along. Sorry about that, my friends. So we got up here to this beautiful, beautiful 4 of Wands here with this gorgeous family. I feel like you just invoke this sense of real stability, and people allow themselves to not only let down their guard, like they feel safe, even though that they may not feel safe in certain situations. You know, like all of these lions have flowers around their heads. And this one has another flower as well here. And I don't know if this is it looks like a lion, but there's very, very much like kingly energy, kingly, queenly, royal energy that kind of puts you into a state of where you're, you know, you really take care of people. And I think that's what comes with here with this flight attendant energy. Like, it's just very, you're able to like really hold people. And that's what I think, you know, that's what I think is a running theme with like group 1 as well as group 2. But like, you do it in a way that allows people to feel uninhibited, free, because you are able to hold this space for this kind of character, for this Emperor reversed, you know? So I find that really interesting. With this Queen of Swords energy, it's almost like you have this sense of detachment. Even though you're able to be quite loving and caring, you still have your own personal goals that are very prevalent. They're very much there. You know, you've got your own things, and, you know, your family is, you know, it's you. And those boundaries, in you ascertain and in you asserting who you are, really, people admire that so much, you know, they really do. And they just wouldn't mess with you at all. There's this sense of like, you know, and not only that, you've got people watching everything everywhere, and not to be fooled by you. Like this particular sword as well. This is a sword that I noticed in one of the other decks that I've got, which uses swords quite a lot. But this sword is curved that way because it will hurt more once it enters. So like, and then if you pull it out, you know, you're done for. Whereas like, as opposed to like just a normal blade, which would just come out. But this actually damages as it comes out. So You know, it's almost like, don't make me have to use this. Don't make me have to be in this space where I'm going to have to do this. And also you've got this really evil looking kind of bird that's here that's kind of looking out for her. So it's almost like there's a ferocity that is underneath the surface that people will not test, you know, even though you have this sexy, sensual vibe. And also with this Ace of Wands, and it's interesting how we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, it's almost like the fire and the passion that burn. That really kind of allows people to, you ignite people. You really, there's something so sensual about you, Pile 2. Like, almost I can smell like the oud and the like the woody, rich sense of an Arabian temple where I would see this Queen of Swords kind of there. And that's the kind of, and when you go there, you know that you're not somewhere that's entirely like, don't take the mick, but you are safe. You will be looked after, considering that you kind of make sure that you don't disrespect anything. There's a sense where you don't disrespect what's going on here. You don't do it. Just don't do it. You know? And people love that about you. They absolutely love that about you. They wish they had that. And they feel safe. They feel like they can also be that. They can rise up to the challenge, you know? So that's kind of like, you know, I feel that you help people to level them up, to raise them up, particularly from like seeing from that kind of position of where you've been in a position of service, and yet you still bring this sense of class and ease to it. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Incredible energy. Be so interesting to see what your chart says. Okay, you got 2. Lovely. So you've got the caduceus. You will receive news from afar. But what's really interesting, I don't usually associate the caduceus. I have it here on my wrist. But I don't usually associate with health. But what's really interesting is that I had a feeling that you might be a nurse. Like you might do something to do with nursing or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised, Pile 2. You do something where you nurture, I feel. Like you nurture, take care of people, I feel. Okay, and then this one here, the satyr, revelry and indulgence. You know when to stop. You know when to stop. With this caduceus as well, I feel like there's a sense of balance. I'm not really about the news, but like there's a sense of balance that I feel with the caduceus that you bring to the table, particularly when you're in these kind of situations. And then this revelry and indulgence, like you actually like pull it back, because this is quite, as I said, it's Pan. It's quite a sexual card. Usually you'd see like the phallus there as well. So like it's very, you can pull back from that, but you still what is it? You still kind of you acknowledge the sense of you acknowledge all of the indulgence and the revelry. You acknowledge it, but you don't fall in it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're quite good and controlled in that respect, which is fantastic. I love that. I love that, Pile 2. Love that. What power. What power. You have got some serious power, Pile 2. Okay, right. So let's have a look at some of the goddess energy. Goddess energy. Vast. Wow. Play. Yeah, you're so playful, Pile 2. You're really playful. I hope you can see that okay. Can just about see that. I'll just show it to you here. Oh, I'll pop it here actually, that's a bit better. Yeah. It's like you're able to like kind of hold the space for a safe container of things, but you're very playful with it. You're playful with it, but don't mess around with it too much. To just be careful, because, you know, when I was getting that image of like that kind of, you know, heady, indulgent kind of space, you know, you have to kind of keep your head around those spaces, even though you can have everything you want. You can essentially have, like, you know, all the drink, food, sex, everything. You can have it all, but then you have to do it within moderation, because, like, then how do these kingdoms, how do they survive, you know, if that's all that you're thinking about? So it's about, like, you know, it's about the clear boundaries that come in, and people really respect you for that you're able to, like, be within that situation, but yet you're still able to be so kind of like indulgent. It's beautiful. Love it. And we got Uriel. Wow. And he's wearing like a tie outfit there. Let me just double check the definition of that. So with Uriel, like, Uriel is kind of the light of God, the flame of God. That's what it translates to meaning. That's why he's got like a flame in his hand, and there's fireflies all around him. But also, I also call towards Uriel when I'm looking at my North Star, my guiding star. And Uriel also ushers peace into situations, and that's what I got from here. You know, this is like a really soothing balm. That's what I meant to say, like, in the respect of, like, you manage to make it, like, really peaceful. Don't test the peace, but you make it a very peaceful place to be, with boundaries. And you make it a very sensual and safe place for people to be. And I think that's what people love about you. But they also admire your determination and your grit, and they would dare not question you in any respect. They would dare not try to challenge you in any way. I've just realized, let me just put that there, because we did it that way, didn't we? So yeah, they would not challenge you in that respect. They just wouldn't. Okay, so I'm going to pull some gemstone energy for you. Actually, no, I'm going to do some chakra energy, and then I will do some gemstone energy. So we've got intuition and surrender with Neptune. That's the third eye chakra. And then we've got creativity. And then we've also got voice feelings, communication. So people may talk to you, pile 2. People may love to talk to you and tell them about how they're feeling and say about what they're doing and about, you know, about what's going on. They may, and you may be like, okay, everybody likes to talk to me, but it's because you provide that kind of safe environment, that safe house, you know, for people to communicate to. Also, what you say really helps soothe people's feelings. You also are really creative, you know, particularly with that siren card. You know, it's that whole thing of, like, pushing forward into a place where you kind of, you know, where people are almost afraid to go, but you do it so well. You do it so well, and inspire people to do that, to embrace their individuality. You do that. So amazing. You're such a trailblazer, pile 2. And then here you've got surrender, so you've got change. So you encourage people to change where they are. Like with that Emperor reversed, you encourage people to change from being stubborn, from being in like a kind of like weird situation with others and being oppressive towards people. You manage to get them to change in that by embracing their individuality in the space of other people. And then surrender, you've got here with inspiration and intuition again, and then this is the third eye. So we've got the throat chakra, the sacral chakra, so Vishuddha, Svadhisthana, and Ajna, so the third eye. So it's almost like you kind of see people's point of view, like you're able to connect in with others' points of view, so that you can really embrace their point of view and make them feel okay, so that, you know, they kind of adhere to this sense of surrender. Love it, pile 2. I love that. Love that. Ooh. So they just flew all over the place there. I don't know, I kind of like this one. I like the amber for you. I really like that, so I'm going to choose that. So, amber, here it is. Such a beautiful stone. So, amber, warmth, regeneration and grounding. Exuding warmth and electrical charge, amber was believed by the Chinese to encapsulate the soul of the tiger when it dies. With a rich history, amber was used as a protective talisman dating back to ancient times. Technically comprised of tree resin that has been fossilized, amber is used for grounding higher energies back to earth. When rubbed, it can become electrically charged, dispelling negativity and igniting desire. Amber can be used as a purifier, cleansing the environment and chakras alike. Use amber to electrify your life. Leo, Sun and Aquarius. So, you know, I'm just getting it with this like whole Leo vibe, you know, and also you've got Uriel here that's orange as well. I just feel it. I'm sorry. I said I would close out with that, but you've actually got one more card. God, I always do that, right? What do people admire about pile? About pile 2. Fear. Again, we've got these like red, purpley kind of colours. I realise that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I realise that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. You really are, I don't know, you might also do like negotiation. Seriously. Because you're really like, you really dispel fear. You manage to like alleviate it from people. You manage to help people feel a lot better about situations where they would feel uncomfortable. And so you might do some kind of negotiation. You'd be amazing if you did, because I think that you've just got some like amazing talent there. But yeah, people love that about you. You really do bring a sense of peace and safety to a situation, and particularly like dangerous situations. Do you know what I mean? Like situations where people can have a high level of fear, and you bring it. You bring the energy of love. Wow, what? Whew, you're amazing, pile 2. I love that. I love that so much. You're so amazing. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you these amazing things about yourself. And I hope that when you forget, that this reading will help you to remember these incredible things about your gorgeous self. If you did like this reading, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, I will see you very soon. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. What is it that people admire about you? Gosh, such grace and beauty here. Such simplicity as well in your approach. It's similar to like pile 1. There's this thing where you make it look very easy, but not as easy as pile 1. It's you can see that there's been a struggle, but it's almost like you make it look so beautiful. Whereas like pile 1 made it look more effortless, you make it look beautiful. There's a grace here, a sense of finesse, beauty, like just craftsmanship almost. You can see the care and the attention that's gone into this space, into like, you know, reaching up for that star, for that sky, for reaching that, I feel. Okay, let's see what the Love Oracle has to say. Okay, you got 2. Okay, so you got Emily Bronte and you got Zelda Fitzgerald. Okay. Interesting, they both got the same kind of hairstyle as well. So we've got, okay, I'll start off with Zelda Fitzgerald. You'll only be bored if you are boring. Life needs a little drama and lots of dancing. Only think of today. Why worry about tomorrow? So, what I get from this more than anything else, and I don't know if it really resonates with that, but what I'm really resonating is with the art deco that's going on here, and also the signs of kind of like the long pearls and all of that. There's a kind of carefreeness in the expression of art. You may be artists, but people really enjoy that aesthetic about you. They enjoy the kind of freedom that you have. And I feel like this freedom that she's talking about is towards your work, is towards how you put yourself across. You may do that with your dress sense. You may do that with your hairstyle, with something with the way that you put yourself across. People really admire that about you. They love it. They love it. They think it's daring, it's brash, it really encourages them to be individualistic in their own way, to celebrate their individuality. That's what I'm getting from that. Think of only today. Why worry about tomorrow? There's a sense of you living in the moment, and people love that. And I get that here with this particular card. Like, you live in the very moment, like you go for the moment, like you find the success in the moment. And that's how you live. Like, it seems like there's a sense of each day is this kind of space of like daily successes, little daily wins. And that's how you kind of do that. And life always needs a little drama and lots of dancing. Like, you like things to be exciting. You do. But you can also be exciting in other ways, you know? Then you've also got Emily Bronte. If you ever looked at me once with what I know is in you, I would be your slave. If you ever looked at me once with what I know is in you, I'd be your slave. Yeah, that's Heathcliff there. Oh, God. Hearts can only be broken, but souls should be shared. And love is like the wild rose briar, friendship like the holly tree, but which will bloom most constantly? This is long game, right? This is long game stuff. Like, you're not about the short term, even though you live in the moment. You're long game. Your long game. And it's almost like there's a sense where it's not so much like your sturdiness or stability, but it's almost like the sense that you provide in your aesthetic encourages this sense of like real stability, like something that's truthful, something that you know that will last. It's almost like, I don't know, I just get like real craftsmanship from you, pile 3. That you know something inside out, and you're just there because what you produce is so brilliant. And there's this sense of refined beauty about you, like in everything you do. Very Virgo, very Libra kind of energy I'm feeling, you know? And maybe Taurian. Quite Taurian, actually. So, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. You may also like poetry, reading, and you commit. Like, your sense of commitment, like when you're in, you know, you don't faff around, you're committed, and that's delicious. That's really, really nice. Love that, pile 3, love that. Okay, let's get you some Brittany. See what Brittany's got to say. What's Brittany bringing? Oh, is she? All right. Actually, no, I'll only take that top one. So we've got the Snake Charmer. Okay. I may need to read up on that a little bit, though. So what I get from this card is that, let me just make sure that you can see that. The light is a bit rubbish. I'm really sorry about that. It's so much better when it's in the daylight. Like, it's... it's that sense of like that you are able to do something that's quite dangerous and may seem quite like strange, but you're able to carry it off. Again, it ties in with these kind of like that vibe, like you're able to pull it off with such finesse. And I remember it was 2001 when she came out with that I'm a Slave for You, and she just looked so good. Like the colors, everything just looked amazing on her. And then she came out with this like massive snake and just walked around. So it's almost like you can make things look really effortless, but they are quite difficult. And it's the same here. It's that kind of like steadfastness that I'm sensing here. And, you know, that kind of like sense of purpose. I feel like that's a running theme here. There's a real sense of beauty. And I remember like just those colours. It was just so beautiful, like what she was wearing. The colours just seemed so wonderful for that turn of the century kind of music that was coming out at that time. So you provide something iconic. These are like iconic things, and you really are iconic figures, and you really provide this sense of, you inspire others to embrace their inner icon. Wow. Pile 3. Who's coming to my readings? These amazing people. Wow. Neptune vision. Not surprising with this here. Yeah, you have this vision. And it's almost like glass because it's so cold. Neptune is ice. It's freezing. But it's almost like, that illusion of solidified water. Water can be something else as well. It can take on so many different shapes, forms. Every snowflake is like, it's absolutely different. And you really embrace that. And also Neptune is the sea as well. So there's a real kind of ethereal energy that's here. That's not of this planet, it's not of this. It's just so out there. And people are just like, wow, oh my God, she's amazing. Or he's amazing, or they're amazing. It's just beautiful. I love it. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. It'd be useful if I got the tarot. Let's see what the tarot has to say about you, Pile 3, in the respect of what is it that people feel, like what situations do people feel that you make them feel good in? What do they admire about you? What situations do people admire you in? Okay, so we've got the World reversed, the 8 of Wands reversed, we've got the Knight of Swords reversed, we've got the 6 of Cups, and then we've got the Page of Wands. Beautiful. Okay. So when things are, when there's a sense of like not being able to know when the end is in sight, to know when that certain things are, when certain things are coming to an end, or, it can be quite sad when things are coming to an end. But you kind of navigate that ending, I feel. It's almost like, and I'm getting that from these two cards here. It's almost like you navigate the sense of something that's uncertain. When something is coming to an end, it's uncertain, isn't it? People don't know what's going to happen after that. And then they start to get a bit attached to the situation that they're in. You allow people and encourage people to be okay with that sense of not knowing. By being this kind of like, this idol, this icon, not idol, it's more an icon, because you're helping them to kind of push towards a reality that, is the unknown, and just kind of just having fun, but then also establishing yourself in a way that, really embodies both the short term and the long term. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, Emily Bronte was very much about the passion of love you know, about what she was, you know, that whole desperation of love, and what love kind of, you know, what love can do to someone. And how we go for that kind of, you know, we just go for who we are, and we live in the moment of that. You know, this is not sustainable, this whole thing. It was like a mirage when she came out like that. None of these, like particularly that's not sustainable. None of it is sustainable. So it's something that will end. Yeah. So in that respect, you allow people to understand that kind of all good things must come to an end. But also to remember the memory of what happened, you know, to remember the beauty of that moment. It's almost like I see a flower blooming, and to like really enjoy the fact that that flower is blooming, because it's going to be gone in a few days or whatever. I've got this little cactus. I don't know if you've seen it on my community posts, but I've got this cactus that blooms, and it will just bloom for one day. Just blooms for one day, and then it's gone. It's gone. And it blooms this incredible flower, like it's the most beautiful flower I've ever seen. And I'm so blessed for it to come to my house and bless me with its presence. But it does, it just blooms, and then it dies the next day, literally, maybe a couple of hours later. So it's about, like, you know, really living in the moment. And that's what this world card is about. You help people to live in the moment. You help them to not be so attached to the fact that it might end. Same with this card as well. It's this fleeting sense. You know, in my meditation practice, Vipassana, we study different types of vibrations, and the vibrations that we tend to remember are the distressing ones, because they vibrate long and hard. But whereas like the happiness, like if you remember about times when you were happy, those moments are quite fleeting, and it's quite a fast vibration. So what you do is you're able to help people remember that sense, you know, and to remember that things do end, cycles do occur, and that it will come around again, you know, and that just because it's over now doesn't mean it's not going to come back again, you know. And this is also backed up by the Knight of Swords, because you kind of hold back from just going in there and just like, you know, it's almost like scoffing down a whole sweet rather than just like taking your time and like, you know, eating it slowly. You eat it slowly, even though the anticipation is quite like, oh, you know, I'm one of these people that like have to have everything yesterday. So this is what you do, is you kind of like, you savor it, and it's just really lovely. It's really sensual. Not essential as pile 2. Pile 2 is like off the charts, but like, whereas like with you kind of like help people to appreciate the sensuality of something and the real beauty, the true beauty of something. And you're able to communicate that really well. And I feel like also like jewelry, maybe, you're able to like, you know, I just feel like jewelry or like things that you wear, I think you probably look amazing, pile 3. And the 6, I mean, this kind of, it really matches well. Like basically you are able to really enjoy the memories. You're able to help people enjoy what was the good things about something. It could even be like a breakup with someone and you're with your friends, and people, you help them to remember and understand what were the good things about, you know, about them, you know, about those situations. So, and then you've got the Page of Wands here. You may, by the way, you may also like be really good with children, and also like help children to like be quite creative, and you know, mentor children as well, I feel. And people really love that about you. You may babysit or have children of your own. The Page of Wands again, yeah, it's that kind of like childlike innocence, which kind of really helps you to have that sense of wonder and joy and beauty about what you're doing. You're always open to fresh new ideas, which we can see by this top thing, by this top line, because you just really, you embrace the youth. You really connect with the youth very well. I'm not just getting like a Neptunian energy, I'm getting quite a Uranian energy as well. Yeah. So let's get you a a one of these Madam and Taurus cards. What do people admire about pile 3? Oh. Serendipity, eh? It was reversed. Bright new prospects on the horizon. You inspire others to believe in serendipity because sometimes they can be a bit dull and not believe in it. So you encourage people to believe in the impossible, to believe that miracles can happen. What a gift. Love that. Love that, pile 3. You are fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Let's see what goddess energy you have as well. Love it. So nurturing. Freya, irresistibility. All right. Yo, irresistible, yo. Oh my gosh. I love it. I could kind of sense that, particularly with the Zelda and also with the snake charmer. Like, there's this sense of you just, they can't jump on your wagon. Like, everybody just wants to get on your wagon and just be like, yeah, let's have a party. You know, this is really good, you know. Let's just jump on it and I'm going to be all right. I know that I'm going to have a good time. I know that I'm going to be like something successful. I know that I'm going to be taken care of. But that's what this is, you know. Beautiful energy. Okay, let's get you some angelic energy. Oh, Jophael, would you look at that? Jophael is beautiful. This whole freedom. I'll pop that down here, actually. But yeah, this sense of freedom. I am free. And I invoke, and I think it's, I don't know, one of the other piles got this, but I did, my memory is so like bad that I forgot. What does it say? So it's joy. It's pure joy. It's just joy. Be joyful. You encourage people to let go of their burdens and to kind of believe in the miracle that is. Wow, pile 3. This is fabulous. I love this reading. It's given me so much joy. Okay, so let's pull some, oh no, actually, I did that last time. Let me pull one of these. I'm getting a bit drunk, right? On the happiness of this all, to be honest with you. I'm just like, oh, this is so lovely. Like, it's so nice. Forgiveness again. Wow, I enjoy, I don't know if one of the other piles got this. So there must be like a running theme with you, with all 3 piles. But forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. You really help people to embrace that sense of love within themselves so that they can actually just unlock those chains. We've got like a chain, like, you know, kind of structure here, and I feel like you break chains. You encourage people to really be free within their own selves and their minds and who they are, you know. You're just, yeah, people love that about you. Absolutely. And there's also like a really youthful energy about you, pile 3. A really beautiful, joyful energy around you and in you. You exude it, you know. I mean, look at this, like, look at that Jophael and Zelda, you know. It's just very like, you know, just kind of like, yeah, you know, just really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I love it. Love this energy. I'm so getting high off of it. Okay, right. Some chakra energy for you. Intuition, detachment. Look, I told you Uranus was going to come up. And then we have love, which is communication, self-acceptance. No, I just want one. Okay, and then we've got responsibility, creativity. Yeah, you do. You really do. Look at that. With the creativity, you have a sense of responsibility. That's exactly what I was talking about. So even though there's this sense of being sexual, sensual, you know, really it's more sensual. Sexuality is kind of the kind of core of where it comes from. You know, you've got the orange here in this kind of space, and you're consistently forgiving yourself. for those emotions. And it's really interesting how she's got an orange coat here, because she allows the kind of like wrath of love to be that container to kind of express that sense of creativity. She's exceptionally there's a sense of discipline that you have with it, like what I was saying with the whole sense of refinement, and being really meticulous about a certain level of art. That's that, yeah. That's that sense of, even though we've got this really beautiful, free, loving energy, this really like wild energy that's gorgeous, you can harness it, and you understand and you take responsibility for what it is that you create and how it affects others. Very powerful. That's what this is. That's what Brittany did there. She understood that she had to be very disciplined. To get her to this state where she looks so amazing, that girl works so hard. They work hard. Like, it's not easy to do what she does. So there's a reason why only 5 to 10% of actors that are out there and performers are the ones who succeed in that top tier of like the people that we see on stage or are successful or popular, because there's only a certain level of people that can actually do it. And that's a certain level of responsibility. And you have that. You have something of that, because people look at you and they're like, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're well known or you've got some kind of status. You've also got self-acceptance as well, which is the heart chakra. So you openly accept yourself, and you show to others how you accept yourself, and you communicate this to others as well. In the acceptance of yourself, with this kind of sense of refinement that we get from the responsibility, you are able to show others how to do it for themselves. And it's a real pure form of love. It's that love and dedication that you have to an art. It's really gorgeous, beautiful. And then you have intuition, which is detachment. So it's almost like you're so out there, and you understand like how intuition works and how these things work. You're a believer in this sort of stuff. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be at this reading if you weren't. You understand how beautiful these things are, particularly with this like childlike energy as well. So it's really embracing that individuality, and you understand how important that is, but you're detached from it. It's almost like clear sight, so you have to be, you don't get attached to it. You don't get attached to what you see. I almost feel like you're also people that do a project and then it's gone, the next thing. There's quite a high turnover in that respect, which comes back to this thing, think only of today, why worry about tomorrow? Just living in the moment and being consistent with that, and consistently forgiving yourself. Gorgeous pile 3, gorgeous. Love it. So what do people admire about pile 3? This is to close out your reading. What do people admire about pile 3? Ooh, what's that? What is that? Is that an amethyst? I don't know. It's sugilite. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, this is sugilite. I used to have a ring of sugilite, but I lost it. So anyway, sugilite, originality, forgiveness, unconditional love. Sugilite helps anybody who has ever felt like they did not feel loved and supported. Vibrating the violet rays of unconditional love, sugilite brings light workers down to earth, opening them up to share their gifts while staying grounded on planet Earth. For overthinkers and worriers, sugilite alleviates the issues of the mind, allowing you to focus on what's truly important. Living your truth. Sugilite facilitates forgiveness for those that have hurt you, including yourself. Open your heart to what's possible by letting go of what no longer serves you. And that's Virgo, Sagittarius, and Jupiter. Sugilite is beautiful. I love it. So, wow, pile 3. You're like this trailblazer of individuality that really like allows people to see the truth within themselves by you exuding the truth in your soul. That's incredible. That's what people admire about you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's beautiful. And also, I just wanted to say that if you're ever feeling down and you're forgetting about what it is that people admire about you, please come back to this reading and please watch it, because there's so much love for you. If you did like this reading, please do like it. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, what a joy it's been to read all this gorgeous energy of you. Sending you all the love in the world, and I'll see you soon. Bye.